What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset. Wolkernite Fight Championship 7, 22nd of February. Going to be unbelievable. I've said it every single time, but I want to just keep telling you how good this card's going to be, top to bottom. Unbelievable talent, ranging from the ages of 8 to 38. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. So make sure that you do not miss it. Links in the description for tickets, or go through the fighters. Make sure you get tickets through them, so they get their bit, and make sure that you come support them. If you can't come, live at mma.co.uk for the pay-per-view, so you can watch it at home, and it will be available to purchase after. So yeah, make sure that you do not miss on this card. But without further ado, I'm joined by Archie French. How you doing, my man?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. Like I said, third or fourth time we've spoke on the channel now, so definitely familiar with each other, familiar with what you're capable in your game. Been a while since we've seen you in terms of fighting under the Vulcanite banner. How have you been? How's training been? And how's life been?
Uh, since my last fight, the title fight, I kind of took some time to myself to figure out how I wanted to take an approach to everything. But uh, I decided I was going to fight in November, but I decided not to for many different reasons. But I knew February I was going to fight again. I knew I had to for my not just people around me, just myself. I had to. So it feels really good to be back fighting.
Yeah, and taking on obviously Elliot Clark, who we saw last time round, who really tough fight as well. He looked really good, and he's a big physical lad like yourself. How much have you seen of him? Did you watch his last fight, and did you notice anything from that fight that you've kind of been watching out for?
So obviously he had his first fight on the Vulcanite card in November, which I was there to watch. He looked like a strong, capable lad. He looks like he's got the heart in it. He obviously had a fight in December, I think it was as well.
Yeah,
I think he had
Marathon.
another one, but I couldn't. I had a look to see if I could have, but they hadn't uploaded it. I don't think so. Haven't seen that. I know he lost to a grappler, but I'm sure he'll be pumped up, ready to fight me.
Yeah, well, something that I noticed about your opponent is he likes to stand up, he likes to strike, and he likes to get in the clinch. Obviously, yourself, we've seen you kind of go everywhere, really. We've seen you stand up, we've seen you grapple. Have you got any particular game plan about this fight?
Just how I always go about it. Wherever he dictates the fight, I'm gonna try to dictate where I want it. Obviously, everyone knows I have a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Everyone knows I can wrestle and strike. So I'm going to do my best to dictate where I want the fight.
Yeah, and obviously when I spoke to Bo, he said you've been a really good training partner with him for these last two camps, and he said you put on a bit of size as well. You were quite heavy, and you were bulking up a little bit. Is that something that's you kind of struggling maybe in terms of like the weight cut, or have you got that under control and you've got the weight coming off and ready to make weight?
Yeah, I kind of 65 kilos for me. It was actually quite small. Like I remember probably three weeks before that fight with Reese, I was 72 kilos. I struggled with weight really badly, and I knew I'm not a small kid anymore. I'm big. I'm stocky. I'm not ready for 65 kilos no more. I needed to fight heavier because I feel better at being heavier as well. I feel stronger, and just everywhere I feel better with it.
Yeah, well, I remember seeing you on your first fight that I saw of yours. I was like, he's a big lad, him. I said he's a big lad, and I was very surprised that you were cut into that weight. Um, Moving away from weight, obviously, just in terms of your training and stuff that you've been getting up to outside of the cage. How have you kind of been finding training with Bo? Obviously, he's got the title now as well. How have you been finding training, and how much have you seemed to have progressed since you've last fought?
Obviously, I could have been out for a longer. For I did back in November. I want to say. I think it was November. I done the UMAC, which I won my fight, and my teammate beat me in the finals. So I've been working a lot of jiu-jitsu. From about the last fight to December. I was jiu-jitsu. I went a bit mad with it. I got too obsessed with jiu-jitsu, but I'm training every day now with Bo. Me and Bo, like, there's never a day we don't train together. Like, I know Bo, he knows me now. Like I know how he strikes, I know how he wrestles, I know how he thinks, and he thinks so well, and so do I. So we both know each other our fight game so well.
Yeah, I know that must be to be both moving towards the same card as well. That must be really beneficial for the pair of you. What are the next sort of few weeks looking like for both of you then in terms of your schedule and how you're going to be training?
Well, we've got Andre back in the gym. He's been back for a couple of weeks now, so he's putting us through. He's putting us through the hell. He's putting us through the hard cardio wrestling that no one wants to do. So that's what I'm mainly focusing on, is that intense wrestling that no one wants to be involved in.
Yeah, like I said, I think Bo was saying the same. I think he was really trying to focus on getting his grappling up to scratch. I think he's making obviously his game plan for Louis. Just obviously, I think I know what your answer is going to be, but just talking about Bo's fight with Louis, how do you think that fight's going to go? Because I'm really interested on it. It's a clash of styles, and I think it's going to be probably one of the better fights of the night.
I think Bo and Lou will be a very good fight to watch. I think they're both. Obviously, I know Bo. I know Bo's, in my opinion, one of the best fighters in the country for his age. The style he's got, and the just he's got the heart in it. He's obsessed with it. And Louis he's also got the heart of it. He's training every day. I know Eagles gym. I know they work very hard. So I think they're just gonna be a very good fight to watch. I think it's gonna be a case of both skill versus Louis' will to win.
It's going to be an interesting fight. Just obviously back on yourself. What are you wanting to achieve this year in terms of in your MMA career?
Um, I want the title again. 100%. I'm coming back for the title that I know. Obviously, back in when I fought Reese, that weren't even 50% of me, and I know for a fact I want the title back.
Yeah, well, it was a super close fight, and at one point it looked like you'd finished the fight in that first round, and it was so close. Do you think it was a bit a bit more difficult to take, considering you came so close to finishing that fight?
Yeah, well, obviously I thought he was going out because he was choking. I could hear him like making gagging and choking noises. He even dribbled on me at one point. So I thought, obviously, being 16, the ref was going to stop it because I was thinking he's out, he's done. But because when you look at me at the end of the round, I looked to the ref like a bit confused, like how have I not got that?
Yeah, it's a difficult one that, and obviously, but he's a tough lad for him to come back as well. He's a tough lad.
Okay.
So obviously, like I said, we were just speaking about that you're a strong lad, you're a big physical lad, and you're kind of struggling to put your body through getting down to that level of weight again. How much longer do you think you've got junior MMA before you make the leap to A class and adult?
This is definitely my last year. I don't even know if I'll do a full year of junior, but this is definitely the last year of it. But I reckon I want to maybe make my headshot debut maybe November, end of the year.
Yeah, cap off the year to be fair
Yeah,
with like with a bit of a jump up like because we've just seen Reese do it and I don't know how long Bo is until he's going to do that as well, but it'd be pretty good to maybe have you two do that at the same time and then you can carry on training together and preparing for fights.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think but it's in Bo's mind as well, definitely.
Yeah, and do you have a prediction for how you think the fight against Elliot's going to go? Do you have an idea? I'd bet you'd love to get a stoppage, but is that something that you're going to force, or are you just going to stick to what you do best?
I never force a stoppage. If he gives me it, I'll take it, but I'll never force it. If he, I'll try and maul him. I'll try and take him on the shots. I'll try and wrestle him. I'll try and grapple him. But if for instance, if he lifts his neck up, I'm going to take it. But if he don't, I'm going to hold my position. I'm going to hit the shots. If he gives me an arm, I'm going to take it. And if he gives me a leg, I'm going to take it.
Do you think he's going to be drilling takedown defense, all through his camp?
He definitely should be.
Yeah, well, obviously, if you said, obviously, I've not seen his last fight, but you said that he'd lost that fight to a grappler. So, do you think he's going to be a little bit wary coming in? Obviously, knowing how good you are at grappling.
Yeah, yeah, he's not stupid. He's gonna know. He's seen on my Instagram I do grappling. He's seen that I'm a blue belt. He's gonna know that I am gonna try it. I'm gonna try and take him down. But I think that's the junior game. I think the junior game is taking down. It is wrestling and grappling. It's just it's so limited on the stand up. You sometimes you have to rely on it. See if you put like for instance that guy and me, if he can't do his wrestling and grappling, he's got a big disadvantage against him.
Yeah, well, when I was speaking to Reese, I said he was really excited about being able to land headshots and stuff because he can then open up the takedown opportunities and stuff like that. So yeah, it's obviously the junior MMA is fantastic and it gives people experience and it's the experience of being in the cage, I think, more than
Yeah.
anything. It's the experience of preparing for a fight, the mindset of the fight, and you've had plenty of experience of that. So do you feel like your mindset's now getting to the point where it's ready to make that next step?
Yeah, yeah. I think I do very. I do when I'm in the mindset. I'm very good with it. I can keep myself calm and I can also keep myself fiery. I can also I've obviously training for so many years and competing so many years. Even stuff like when I'm younger doing jiu-jitsu tournaments, it all leads up to the same thing. It's all going to have them same nerves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously just speaking about after the fight, right after the fight, obviously should you get the victory and should Bo get the victory as well, how do you guys plan to kind of celebrate that with the rest of your team?
A lot of food, lots of food. That's lots of food.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part about it. I think that's normally when you speak to people about that, I say, well, how are you going to celebrate? And they're like, I'm just going to eat. I'm just going to eat food because I'm not
Yeah,
even eating
I
food.
already, I've already thought about it. Every fight, I get a big 12 pack of Krispy Kreme donuts. I get a big 2 liter bottle of Dr Pepper, and then a McDonald's every fight. Every fight.
Just sounds like every single Friday night of my life, mate, to be fair. So, but then that's why you're in good shape and I'm not. Archie, thank you so much for coming on, mate. I really appreciate your time and really excited to see you fight again. And glad that you're back on the card, mate, because I feel like we were missing something last time without you.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Make sure, like I said, links in the description for tickets, or go to Archie's Instagram and get your tickets through him. Going to be a fantastic fight. And like I said, all the best with your training camp, mate. And I'll see you on fight night.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you, mate. Cheers.